This is the Algebra 1 Summer School, Unit 6, Lesson 2, Solve Quadratics by Graphing, the first practice video. In this practice video, I'm only going to do number 1 from the practice. If you have questions other than number 1, you need to look at the answer key posted on Canvas or come into office hours and ask your instructor for help. All right, what we have here is the function f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. We need to graph this quadratic on the grid provided and then fill in the box with information such as where's the vertex, the y-intercept, the max and min, and so forth. To start this problem, you need to have a graphing calculator. So I'm going to pull my graphing calculator out, and we are going to type the equation into the y equals so that we can graph this function. This equation is x squared plus 4x plus 3. When I hit graph, I'm going to see what the picture I'm going to make should look like. And then I'm going to go right over to the table and figure out the points that I'm going to copy. It seems that only these points between x's -5 and 1 will actually fit on my grid. The -6 is 15. That won't fit on my 10 by 10 grid. So I would pause the video. You can copy these points onto your paper, and then we'll reconvene and go through the box. All right, now that you've graphed this parabola, let's identify some of the key features of this graph. The vertex is the turning point of the parabola. Here, that turning point appears to be at the point -2, -1. The axis of symmetry is the invisible line that cuts right through the middle of the graph. That's a vertical line, so its equation is x equals, and it goes through the x coordinate of the vertex, which is -2. So that's the equation of that line. The vertex here is a minimum value because that's the lowest point that your graph has. The y-intercept is where you cross the y-axis, which seems to happen at the point 0, 3. Notice that the y-intercept, that 3 from it, is the 3, the last term in the standard form of a quadratic function. All right, the x-intercept, where we cross the x-axis, that appears to be at -3 is one x-intercept and -1. Finally, the domain and range. The domain is the set of x values of the function working left to right. When I look at this graph has arrows that go in both directions. Right, the arrows go left and right forever. So the domain for this parabola and every parabola is all real numbers. The range is not going to be all real numbers. The range starts at the vertex, and here I have a minimum, and the rest of the graph is looking higher. This is the set of y values that goes from bottom to top of the graph. Well, all the y values are higher or greater than where the vertex is, and that vertex, the y value is at -1. So every y value is bigger than or equal to -1. All right, that's number 1 on the practice. There's one more practice file posted on Canvas. Go ahead and give it a shot, and if you still have questions, come on into office hours and ask for help.